Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today I wanted to talk about this really special bar from the Royal Mint in the UK. This is Una and the Lion, a very, very special and significant kind of poem and coin within the Royal Mint and the royal family. So I thought I'd go through a bit of the detail of what the story and the background is behind this coin, so you get bar, so we get a better understanding of what the meaning of this bar is. So why have they produced it and what does it actually signify? So Una and the Lion, the actual design, comes from a poem, the Faerie Queene. So it was a poem by Edmund Spenser in 1590, so obviously a very, very long time ago. The poem was dedicated to Queen Elizabeth I, but the key point that we want to look at is a chapter in the book where it was the young queen as Lady Una. So we're talking about Queen Victoria. So it was also initial coin was to dedicate Queen Victoria's reign in 1837, and the coin came out in 1839. So it was a gold coin that initially came out. Only 400 of these coins were initially minted, and it's about this chapter within the poem. Where you've got the queen here, the young lady queen holding a scepter with the lion that signifies England. So that's England there with the queen with the scepter there protecting the country. So pretty good and unique story around this, and obviously this is the first time anyone from the royal family has ever been depicted in kind of like a story or kind of a non-fictional way. So I thought that was pretty unique in itself. So definitely cool. One of the actual original gold coins, so it was a £5 coin, sold at auction around 4 years ago for $1.148 million. So that was a graded coin. So it was obviously very, very limited and very collectible because it's been known as probably one of the most beautiful coins to be minted in Britain, especially back in the days. So definitely pretty unique. And I think it's pretty cool to have this now in a bar with the design at the background, and it's just the way it actually pops out. So it almost gives that kind of 3D look in there. So I love it with all the different kind of like vine flowers in there, signifying part of the royal family. And then we've also got to look at the description that's written here. So I'm not really good with my French, but I'll try and read it out. Darig das grasses mos. I'm sure I got that completely wrong. But what it actually spells out is, may God direct my steps. So it's looking on to God to direct her in the right direction of her leadership. So pretty significant and pretty cool. So as you can see here, it's 1 ounce of fine silver from the Royal Mint, and you can see that with that actual vine kind of flowers there, it actually looks pretty good. So I've got to admit, they've Royal Mint, this is probably one of the better bars that they've come out with this year. Really pops, and I like it in these little blisters because it kind of keeps the bar nice and in good condition. So I assume that's probably laser etched on there just to hold it in its good form. So another bar that the Royal Mint came out with last year that I also really enjoyed was this one here. This is the 1 ounce bar with like the royal, this one here, which is like the coronation kind of bar that they came out with last year with all the different parts of UK with the different kind of emblems with the flowers, obviously with the crown in the middle there, and then on the back here you got the King Charles in the middle there with the crown again. So they've come up with some pretty good bars, the Royal Mint. That's one thing I do love. Sometimes their quality can be a bit of a miss, but their design is absolutely on point. So these two here are absolutely nice little collectible items, and I'm pretty happy to have. They're going to be definitely something to have. So I'm not sure what the final mintage of this will be, but I'm pretty confident it's definitely going to be one for a long-term collector because, like I said, the design and aesthetics and the story, the coin story that goes behind it and the poem, it's really cool. So I'm not sure if anyone's ever seen the picture of the £5 gold coin, but it does look pretty damn cool, and it's definitely something that I think it's pretty significant as part of coin collecting to be aware of it and to see it. And obviously I'm never going to have that kind of money to be able to buy those kind of coins, but this one was obviously graded at a pretty high score. But I think this one's pretty cool representation. I think you can get these in gold, and I'm not sure if you can get the 10 ounce on top of this, but I do love that kind of almost laser etching that they've got in there with the vines. And I'll show up some pictures of the actual pictures that were made of the time, the paintings that were actually depicted at the time of this drawing, just to show what they're kind of trying to represent and trying to emulate with this actual silver bar. So I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Are you trying to get one? Is it something that you've interested in? Have you ever seen the original gold version and aware of the actual significance of this bar, or if you weren't sure what the actual background was? That's one thing I loved about getting some things like this, is I actually spent a bit of time researching to understand a little bit about the bars and coins themselves, and I learned so much from that. Otherwise, in the past, I would have just bought this thing, it's a nice bar, and not realizing the actual story and the background behind it. So by having this YouTube channel, kind of pushes me and drives me to actually learn a bit more about the why they're actually doing these kind of things, which really makes me enjoy the coins a lot more and the bars a lot more than I ever would now that I actually have a better awareness of the meaning behind it. So that's pretty cool to see a young interpretation or like poem based image of Queen Victoria. So I think that's pretty cool to have, and definitely part of a cool collection that I'm trying to get. So let me know. I'd love to know what your favourite bar is from the Royal Mint. I'm starting to get a few bars, so I've got a few of these because I think they're pretty cool, and I like these ones as well. The Britannia's 100 grams. So I think over time I'm definitely going to start collecting more of these special releases. I might even get another one of these because I think it is a pretty cool one to have as part of a collection of different really beautiful pieces. I love the artwork of some of these kind of bars. That's something that I enjoy keeping. And probably from a premium point of view, you're going to have to pay obviously a bit more premium to obtain it, but I do personally think it's worth it from a collector piece. So as long as they don't make the mintage too high, then it'll be really something quite unique. So give us your feedback and what your thoughts on it, and what your favourite kind of bar is from the Royal Mint that they've ever released, and what you think of the actual design of the Una and the Lion. Please don't forget to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos and want more videos on coin collecting. Thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I'll catch you in my next video. Dan.